beginning to think that my stability issues with the tripod in the car are no more. Yeah, right. I jerry-rigged a little something with a bungee cord. This is looking pretty fucking professional. You can't see what I'm seeing, but believe it. So it's four. So this is pretty much what happened over the last 20 minutes. I finished my cardio around noon. I got in the sauna. Not that I think, the sauna has any astronomical benefits. I mean, the sauna is definitely doing something to your body because it's fucking hard to stay in there. So it's definitely like a stressor. But I'm not a fucking health nut about it. Really, it's when I'm cutting, usually after cardio, I just like going to the sauna. It feels good. So came back from that, drank some. Well, even before I got home, I preemptively started the rehydration process. So I slammed two Powerade Zeros from the vending machine. Not that I think they're completely jacked, stocked full of electrolytes, but it's a little something for sure. So then I get home, just chill, hang out. I went to Goodwill. I got a sub from Subway. It's really good. It's about 80 carbs. Actually, no, I think it was about 90 grams of carbs, about 30 grams of protein, and then it was like 20 grams of fat. The guy went a little heavy on the mayonnaise. But that was pretty good. I kind of just chilled on the couch for a little while after that. I went to Goodwill on that same trip too. That was nice. That's where I got this fucking shirt. What do you think? Am I an asshole for lifting in the unwashed Goodwill shirt? I don't think so. I don't know. It's gonna get dirty anyway in the gym. Whatever. But so all that shit went down. And I look at the clock and I realize, all right, it's 4:30. I think I'll go lift at around 7 or so. That'll be good. And I thought a little bit deeper and I went, wait a second. It's Saturday. All the gyms that I like close at 6. So actually, I mean, usually in that situation, I would just lift at the Planet Fitness. But I got a little bit of a tip from somebody else that records in there that they booted him. Or not booted, they just probably told him to stop recording. But they said no recording in there, so I'm not going to run that risk. Come on, no chest day video. So instead, it's fucking groundhog. Instead, we're leaving at 4:40. Well, now it's 4:45, so I'll probably get to the gym at about probably 4:55, maybe 5 at the latest. So the agenda today was chest and shoulders, but if I get there at about 6, that means I've only got an hour, which for chest is perfect. Chest is usually a quick lift, 30 to 45 minutes, but chest and shoulders, I'm not gonna be able to fit it in. So this is where trying to have a little bit of fitness equipment at the house will fucking help you. It'll come in clutch. So rather than just say skip shoulders and say fuck it, I'll just come back from the gym and finish the workout with shoulders in the basement. So this will be a two-parter in one. Metro chest day and then home gym shoulder day. Because for shoulders, all I need is dumbbells, not even that heavy. I would be perfectly satisfied with a workout just having dumbbells that go up to, around 50 pounds. And that's what I've got at the house. I've got, the home gym is equipped with a state-of-the-art set of rusty steel dumbbells, or iron, but you get what I'm saying, from about 5 to 50. I've got a pair of like 65s where you screw on the weight plates. Those are kind of junky. So that's the inventory for dumbbells, squat rack, and a little cable pull down as well. So I'll definitely be using that for some rear delt face pulls. I like that. But that'll be for later in the video. Come on, we got to focus on chest. So basic plan. I kind of have Smith machine bench on my mind. So I think I'm going to just get in there, get warm, and then as long as it's open, I think I'm going to get on the Smith machine for a couple of sets. Same style as normal, relatively quick reps, heavy weight, really, fatigue the chest, get the baseline of a good pump started. And who knows, if incline Smith feels really good, like if every set I just feel more and more pumped and fatigued and really doing some good damage, and I just like the way it feels, that last part is just going to be kind of subjective, then I could sit there for 8 sets and have incline Smith be my only pressing movement for this whole day, and I'd be perfectly happy with that. But I assume I may get tired of it after about 3 or 4, and then I'll move on to like probably a hammer strength press. They've got one that's inclined here. I think you're definitely noticing a pattern. With pressing, I think you're probably better off doing mainly incline. Upper chest typically gets a bit, what's the word I'm thinking of? Neglected. And a big upper chest kind of makes you just look bigger and fuller. So after maybe 7 or 8 pressing movements, I'll be ready to just finish off chest with some lighter, well, relatively lighter, cable flies, pec deck, just something to get a good stretch, burn out, finish off the pump, and then we can check it out. So that's pretty much all there is to it. I think this will be a long one because it's going to have the car talk now, and then the lift, and then the pose down, and then the car talk again, and then the lift, and then I'll probably do the meal after shoulders. So buckle up. God dang it. Another day of good lifting is going to be under the belt in about, well, for me, probably 2 hours total, but for you, with all the fat trimmed off, it should only take maybe 45 minutes. So let's fucking get in there. Huh. All right. So I'm in a little bit of a rush, so I didn't show the warm-ups. But, I did some forearm curls, I did some push downs, I did some face pulls, I did a plate, I did 2 plates, I did 3 plates, each about, 5 reps for a plate, 3 for 2, 3 for 3. So I feel pretty warm, I feel very comfortable with this weight. Oh, fuck. So I know that, I actually put ice in the jug. I know that 345 on the Smith machine, or at least 3 plates and 2 10s on either side, how the Smith machine is, but this will be a perfect starter. And then, as I get weaker as the sets progress, I'll go a little bit lighter. That was definitely as much as I could do for 8. Okay. Fuck, man, let's drop it down to 3 plates. That's feeling heavy today. But that is about right. I want my first heavy sets to be just about failure at 8 to 12. So a little bit on the low end with 8, but it still fits. Okay. I think one more with 3 plates, and then I'll either drop it to 2 plates and a 25, or I'll just move on to a new movement entirely. Okay. All right. Let's just move on to the hammer strength press. Whew. I like the Smith, but I don't like it more than 3 sets for today. Okay, so with these sets of hammer strength presses, I'm gonna try to do them a bit slower and emphasize the squeeze at the top of the rep a bit more. Like doing those incline Smith, I was fatiguing the fuck out of my chest, but I wasn't getting that squeezing, burning feeling at the top of the rep, except for those last like 3 when I was really trying to force it out. But a machine like this, especially when the handles come towards each other as you do the rep, even though it's very slight on this machine, it still gives you some of that kind of fly based, like center for, well, centered kind of force, if you catch my drift. But regardless of the technique, I'm just gonna make sure I go hard. Come on. Ugh. 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 Okay. 2 more. Okay. Let's drop set this last one, like I was saying. I got a little bit too excited and I forgot to hit record on that last drop set of the chest press. It was just 12 reps of the 3 plates and then like 5 of the 2 because I was already pretty burnt out. But I think a couple sets of pec deck should be perfect. You know, as heavy as I can manage. Let me just try the stack and see if I can do it. This stack is pretty heavy though, so maybe not. A little lighter. I mean, I could do it, but not for a good set. Okay. Okay, one more. Okay. All right. Let's get over there and then finish this shit up. So I gotta take a second before I hit the set. But this stack isn't that heavy, which is perfect. You know, sometimes if you get big enough, machines, you'll sort of have to dictate your exercise selection based on, you know, the weight that you can load an exercise with. Like, I wouldn't want to start off a chest day with this machine because for me, the whole stack, it's just not enough. So starting off with Smith machine or something where you can load it far beyond you could ever be capable of, that's a perfect machine to start on because you can really push yourself to as much weight as you can do for at least 8 to 12 reps. Honestly, I wish all machines were like that. Like, I want to see a leg extension with 500 pounds on the stack, more than anyone could ever use. Just kind of because. But let's throw this shit around. 2 more and then we're out. One more. Okay. Whoa. Let's go check the pump, dude. Honestly, this machine is just okay. There we go. Took me a second to get the color grading right, but I was gonna pose down outside, but I mean the lighting is better right here. Yeah. Well, actually, is this bulb fucking me? Ah, fuck, it's hot. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Fucking exposed electrics. Oh, this is perfect. There we go. Oh yeah, now we're in business. Let's get that exposure down one more level. Dude, here we go. So chest, pretty quick lift, nothing complicated. Just kind of moved between a few pressing movements and then some flies, and then some pressing again to finish it off. I've definitely had better chest pumps, I will say that, just subjectively based on feeling, but visually, hard to be dissatisfied. Oh my God. Before we do anything, let's do a little bit of like a breath hold flex to get some veins poking out. Oh, very nice. So what do we got here? Side chest. Nice. Thinking front lat spread. Okay. Whew. I mean, I just ran over here from that last set. Almost done. Thanks. And then, what's another one? Oh, most muscular. Wow. Veins are starting to get freaky. And we've still got like a month and a half, almost 2 months to go of this little, what do we call it, a bulk break. So I'm excited for this to start thinning out. Not that it's not thin now, but you know, I'll just be able to grab onto less and less, and it'll get as thin as my forearms, ideally. Whew. Maybe one of these and we get out of here. Very good. Very good indeed. So they're closing down. Let's get home and finish this workout off with shoulders. There we go. Let's freaking get home. So I did not bring a post-workout shake, not because I didn't want to, but it's kind of in a rush. I was against the clock today, but finished chest without having to rush it. Well, without having to rush it so much that I'd have to compromise the lift itself. And you know, now we'll just go back to the crib and bust out some side laterals and some fucking some some rear delt movements. So that'll be, I mean, I'll do a couple different kinds of side laterals. Partially, in my opinion, sort of just for the novelty of doing different ones. But, you know, different movements, even if they're hitting the same muscle, they will hit it in a slightly different way. So I wouldn't want to just have a routine where every arm day I did the exact same kind of curls, like only one kind. And I wouldn't want to only do one kind of press. You know, you got to change this shit up, man. Stimulate the muscle in different ways. But shoulders is a pretty simple lift, in my opinion, at least for me. So it's just going to be 8 sets of, yeah, I think I'm going to fucking reduce the volume. I'm going to drop it to 8. How about this? For the cut, I'm going to drop my sets down to 8 and see how I feel. See how I feel doing 8 sets. Because on the bulk, I'm thinking about trying even as low as 6. even as low as 6 working sets for each muscle group. So I'll try 8 for the next, 2 weeks or so, see how I feel. I don't think it's going to change the way I look or anything because I'm just fucking, I'm dieting down. I'm not building any muscle. But, I'll just see how it feels. So getting back to shoulders, I've always, I've always done just 8 sets for shoulders. I wonder why for shoulders I pick 8 and everything else I pick 11. Calves I do 8 too. It's just kind of arbitrary. It's within the range that I recommend, but, you know, must be a subconscious, subjective thing. But, okay, getting back on track. The shoulder workout. Side delts will hit second, so I can finish the workout with a side delt pump. So rear delts will be first on the agenda. I think I have 3 movements in mind. Laying face pulls with a rope, standing single arm face pulls with a D handle, and then some bent over reverse lateral raises or rear delt raises. That'll be perfect for rear delts, and then side delts I'll just do a couple kinds of side laterals. So I think that pretty much covers the basis of what we're going to hit in the basement. But that chest day was pretty good. It was pretty good. It could have been better. I went hard on all my sets, of course, but everything just I don't know. I don't want to say I felt weak per se. Obviously I'm not as strong as I am on a full bulk. That's I don't have a freaking 800, 900 carbs in the system, but the intensity was still there. So really, I judge my lifts in a dieting phase more so based on the intensity, and in a bulk phase I base it more so on like my performance metrics. Like if I'm bulked, that means I want to have eaten a fucking solid amount of meals beforehand, be fully rested, and fully hydrated. That's going to correlate with me being in my strongest state, so I can move around a lot of weight, do a lot of damage, get a really good pump, and then go home and rest. Now when I'm dieting, I don't really have that energy factor from the food, so I'm really just trying to stay hydrated, be well rested, go in and just do as hard of a lift as I can. I'm more prone to have pumps that aren't as like insane in terms of how they feel when I'm dieting. Because you got to think, if you think of my muscles as like a balloon, just bear with me. If you think of my pecs as like balloons, when I'm fully carved up on a bulk, then they're inflated as much as they've ever been. Like the chest pumps that I had on this last bulk were the most pumped that my chest has ever been, since it's pretty much the heaviest I've ever been, and I was in a bulked state. So now, even if I get a really good chest pump, just my subjective judgment of how good the pump was, I'm a little bit spoiled because I've had pumps that are even better. Right now, the uninitiated lifter, the fool, is going to take that as, oh fuck, every time I'm dieting I have terrible workouts. I don't get as good of a pump, I'm weaker. You see, you got to realize that just, in the gym, the pumps just aren't going to be as crazy when you're dieting down, especially if you've been bulked up beforehand. The point is to get in there, get as good of a pump as you can, and then leave. Right? You're trying to stimulate the muscle so that it can, so you can freaking hold on to as much size. And what the fuck? There's a cop behind me. I don't know. So you're cutting down. You're trying to maintain as much strength and size as possible, muscularly, and strip off the fat. So if you're cutting down and you're kind of complaining that your lifts you're not feeling as strong as you have ever been in the gym, you're maybe a little bit more tired than usual too, hey man, that's the price of leanness. You got to be able to accept that. And vice versa, when you're bulking up, you feel big and strong, you can get pumped like a fucking car tire. But if you're doing a legitimate bulk and you're gaining weight, then you're going to gain some body fat as well. Everything comes with, I don't want to say drawbacks, but let's just say conditions. So if you want to make progress in the long term, you've got to be able to accept those conditions such that you can make changes to your body. A lot of people get stuck in a state of just plateauedness, or I don't even want to say plateauedness, because to plateau would imply that you're actually trying to change, but you're not getting the results you want. So I think a lot of lifters get stuck in a state of unintentional maintenance because, they've got, I think this thought pattern gets, ran through a lot across a lot of lifters. Those who maybe want to get bigger, or maybe thinking about trying to gain some muscle mass, they may think to themselves, oh, well, I don't want to lose my abs. So then they're never going to bulk because they don't want to put on any body fat. And then somebody who may have a little bit excess body fat is like, oh shit, well, I don't want to be hungry on a cut. I want to eat what I want. If you're serious about making changes to how your body looks, and in this particular context of like bodybuilding, gaining muscle, then it's a give and take. This whole bulk, I extended it a little too long because I kind of like being bulked and fed. Uh, you know, you're big and strong, but you're not so lean and crazy, and vice versa. You're lean and crazy, but you're not as strong. If you let a lot of people sort of miss the point because they put too much thought into the quote unquote negative aspects of either state, and they're not thinking about the benefits that they'll get in like the long term. I kind of cut this guy off to my left. He's looking at me, but right, you get what I'm saying. The enlightened lifter knows that if he wants to get bigger and stronger, he's also going to have to get a little fatter. I'm not saying you got to get fucking fat, right? You get what I'm trying to say. And then, if you want to get leaner, you got to accept being a little weaker. You got to accept being kind of hungry. This if this shit was easy, there'd be no fun to it because there'd be no challenge. If you get what I'm freaking saying. So that's pretty much enough of that little bulking and cutting rant. Let's just get back to the crib. Honestly, I think I'm gonna take a little break in between. I'm gonna eat something. Maybe I'll have like a snack before I go downstairs and start shoulders. I'll have my own little personal intermission. But I feel like the pre is still doing a little something on my system. Honestly, I'm just trying to stimulate my fucking delts. So let's just get back to the crib, go down into the dungeon, pump up these shoulders, man. This is gonna be fun. So shoulders will be in the routine. Everything's going back in the routine now that we're cutting down because I want to stimulate all the fucking muscle on my body so I don't lose it. You get what I'm saying? Not that I'm really I'm not dieting so hard that I think I'm gonna just peel muscle off my frame, but you get what I'm freaking saying here. Let's just get down to the basement. Let's totally transition from this chest and dieting and cutting talk and get into shoulders. All right, so rear delts have been sufficiently pumped. This shirt doesn't really do justice. The sleeves are dark, but they're fucking, I can feel them just poking out that upper corner of my arm. Bad freaking ass. Having big rear delts just makes your shoulder look way crazier, especially from the side and the back. Because everybody's got, you can see your shoulders from the front. You got the side delts helping you out and the front delts making them look big. But from the side, having big rear delts will help you from, having this rounded over look. It's having more of like a full, well, round look. But I'm thinking, let's just fucking spam normal lateral raises. So I'll start with, I think 45 should be a solid weight. I'll probably just stay around there for fucking 8 sets and then we can check the pump. Nothing much to say, honestly. Very simple lift. Okay, that's good. I'm really just trying to go for like a burning feeling on these. I wouldn't want to do so many reps, or well, I wouldn't want to do a weight that's so heavy that I couldn't do, 15 reps at least. I mean, my side delts, they just don't. I don't know if you really need that much weight, right? Shoulders, I feel like is a muscle that's going to benefit from some burning, but that might just be bro science talking. Okay, 3 more. Rest. My rest periods for rear delts and side delts are much lower than for chest or legs, because the load, it's not doing as much damage, I feel, as like one of those sets of heavy bench that I was doing before. Because that would have to take like at least I'd have to take at least like 2 minutes after that first heavy set of bench before I move on to the next one. But with these, more like 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Okay. Dude, just one more of those and then fuck, man. Shoulders are fully pumped. Drop set, I'll do 50s and then the 30s. That'll be perfect. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Shoulders are fully pumped. I don't know if you can. I'm looking at it right now. They're kind of poking out of the fucking sleeves. Let's get some freaky lighting going and fucking check it out. This should be about right. Actually, I don't even think I have to fuck with the angles. Might zoom in a little more, but that's it. So shoulders are freaking fully pumped. Let's see what it looks like. So I'll cut it after this, after a little post lift talk. But I've only got one class on Monday, so full day of eating on Tuesday. Get hyped up for it. And I'm not even lying to you this time. I know I'm getting a little bit of a track record with saying when I'm going to do those. But let's see what we're looking like shoulder wise. Yeah. Oof. Very freaking bulbous indeed. Oh my God. What do you think? Let's hit the other one. I've certainly seen worse, I tell you what. So yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. You see how there's a shadow underneath my rear delt, right? It's just making the whole thing look fucking extra round. You see, let's see how they're looking at the back double by. Even just reaching back up like this, I'm just fucking putting my shoulders on fire. So, shoulders definitely poke out a fuck ton in a front and a rear lat spread. Let's get one of those done. Then we can just sit down and discuss. Ooh. See what I'm saying? They're just fucking, they're just up there, man. I lean one side or the other when I do my lat spreads. I need to learn how to get nice and even. What I really need to do is put in another mirror up in front of me like this so I can see my own reflection. Well, so I can see the reflection of my reflection and make little adjustments like here, whatever. Ooh. But either way, shoulders are freaking pumped. I'm kind of hyped up to look at this clip on once I can see it on my computer. But I was talking about this before. I don't think there was no audio. But this is the fucking, I mean, I started lifting at the YMCA, like the one that I was, actually, was it the one I was at today? No, I went to Metro today. What am I thinking? The one I was at yesterday for yesterday's leg video, that was pretty much like the starter gym. But in all actuality, this is where I really started down here. We used to have a little, not a squat rack. It was just weight stands with this flat bench. So pretty much every couple days, I would just come down and I wouldn't even really be doing sets. Honestly, I was just constantly trying to test my 1 rep max. You know, I was still a noob. I remember pretty distinctly though, early on when we got the rack, I tried squatting like, I think it was 200. And if it weren't for the little safety bars that were on the bottom, like the safeties that were sticking out of the stands, dude, I would have just totally fucking crushed myself. But a lot of fucking sick lifts happen in here. I mean, this is when you got to do it, when nobody's watching. I guess I'm a little bit, I guess I can't really say that anymore. You're always fucking watching. So I'm a little bit blessed in that sense. I'm never really alone when I'm lifting. But in all honesty, I mean, that's where you really got to push it. I've said this before. If you can't have a good lift without your buddies or, you know, a bunch of other guys hyping you up, then I don't know, like, to an extent, I want to say, like, you know, how bad do you want it? But it could just be kind of like how you started. Like I'll talk to some guys who were into you know, football in high school and stuff like that, and that was the environment that they started lifting in. You know, and they had a crew with them, so they're used to everybody hyping them up. So for somebody like that coming from like a sports background, and then they're transitioning more so into just their own lifting, it can be kind of hard to just fucking lift by yourself. I guess luckily I started off solo, so I'm not spoiled. But you know, if it's just you, don't worry. These lifts add up. You will fucking get something out of it. And not just like something to show off to other people either. I was thinking this to myself, just if you kind of try to self-analyze your own motivators, what do you think is pushing you harder? To impress other people or to impress yourself? I'm not a fucking psychologist, so I can't really get into it too much deeper than that, but just something to think about, you know? Just something to freaking think about. So for me, plan is to go upstairs, get a hostile cookies and cream protein shake in, because I have not eaten enough fucking protein today. I think I'm only at like 100 something grams. And then I'll probably have some egg whites afterwards, maybe mix in some fat-free cheese. You'll get a better idea of what I'm eating in the full day of eating. Tuesday. I'm not joking. Look out for it. But other than that, ooh, dude, this is fucking sick. Pump plus cool lighting. Oh my God, I love it. So that's it. Cardio in the morning, and then I've got a back day tomorrow. I think I'll probably go to the same gym I went to today, that Metro, because they've got a lot of really cool hammer strength machines. Like pretty much every gym has that one hammer strength where you sit on it like this and you're doing the rows. You know, it's got two handles up here, but it's a little bit more niche when you see the ones where you can reach up here with the underhand, or like you've got the underhand, stuff like that. So I don't mind a back day where it's just pull downs and cable rows and pullovers, but in the spirit of hitting things in a variety of ways, that's kind of why I like bouncing around gyms. Some gyms have stuff that other ones don't. But either way, gonna go eat my food, gonna not take my vitamins because I took my vitamins in the morning, and get ready for bed, man. Another lift under the belt. Gotta keep stacking them up. So I'll see you next time. Oh, there we go.